All right, looks like we are already ready for this OOT run. So excited. Best of luck to you, Torje.
All right. All right, welcome, guys. My name's Torje, and behind me I have...
I'm the weather up there.
I'm Glitches and stuff. I found some of the tricks in this game.
No, he definitely did. And I'm Richard Sage. What's up, everybody?
And we're going to do an 90% rating for you guys. All right, so 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So for any of you who has played this game casually, you probably know that you have to complete the first 3 child dungeons, and then go adult, complete the 5 adult dungeons, defeat Ganondorf, and then defeat Ganon to beat the game. Now, at top pace, this is a 17-minute run, so that's obviously not what we're going to do here. So Glitches and stuff can explain a little bit about the history of how it's gotten to the point where we are today.
Yeah, so originally, well, the casual route for this game, you have to beat the child dungeons so that you can get access to adult. Then you have to beat all the adult dungeons so you can get access to Ganon's tower, and also to get the light arrows to actually beat Ganondorf with. It was found out at some point that you actually could skip the child dungeons, and also you only needed to beat the Spirit and the Shadow Temple. And so that cut off a lot of the time from the speedrun. But even that could not be a 17-minute run. So eventually, more and more tricks were found, and eventually a trick called Wrong Warp was discovered, which is essentially the central trick of speedrunning this game to this day. Even that was quite a few years ago now, so there's been a lot more optimizations and tricks found in recent years, which you'll be seeing in this run.
And another thing you guys will notice is we are currently running this on the Wii Virtual Console, Japanese version 1.2. And the primary reason why is for 2 reasons. The first of all is to get the bottle inside Deku Tree, doing a trick called Get Item Manipulation, which you guys will see very soon. And another thing is the Japanese text. It's pretty fast.
Yeah. You know, in the past, they used to run it on the IQ, which was a Chinese console. And technically, the Chinese text is faster. But because we, again, have to use the Wii Virtual Console, Japanese is the only official language that was, well, along with English, released on the Wii. So.
Also, Get Item Manipulation can be performed on the GameCube.
True,
but
yeah.
because it's slower, we're not going to run on that.
Yeah. So, to start off, what we're going to be seeing in this first little segment is pretty straightforward stuff. We're going to be picking up the sword, the Kokiri sword, and then collecting rupees to buy the shield in the shop in Kokiri and in the forest. And another thing you'll notice is that lots of times in this run, you're going to notice Torje walking, like doing back walking and side hopping and stuff like that, just because it's the fastest way to move around normally in the game. There's some other movement, types of movement we'll get into in a second. But for now, you'll notice a lot of back walking, especially in this first segment.
And if you compare this to English, already the Japanese version has saved quite a lot of time on these text boxes.
Yeah.
It's really quite a big difference.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Let's go. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
So immediately you'll see that Torje is already backflipped and backwalking, and we're going to be heading straight to the sword maze to grab the sword. This is essential so we can get the rupees. We're going to need 40 in total so that we can buy the Deku shield and make our way to Deku Tree.
Sweet. And there's the Kokiri sword.
And any of you that play this game, have this game, played it casually, I challenge you to try to collect 40 rupees for the shield this quickly.
Yeah.
This is seriously an impressive. This took a lot of time, dedication to work out, okay, how do we get these 40 rupees perfectly on the way so that we're not wasting any extra time.
Right. There's been loads of little optimizations over the years, like half second here, half second there.
Yeah.
Actually, leaving this crawl space here is a pretty recent optimization done by targeting this rock right over here. It saves about a half a second.
Shout out to Rosewater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
There we go.
All right, so there's 35, and that last 5 rupees are going to be just behind the shop here. It's kind of funny that you steal rupees from the shop. To buy from the shop.
Someone dropped some change.
Yeah.
Now, conveniently in this route, we just go straight to Mato and talk to him. In previous routes, we used to do a trick called Mato Skip, where you could clip underneath and go straight to Deku Tree and can finish the run. But in this particular run, we have to pass Mato 3 times. So it's actually just a lot faster just to talk to him straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a bit of setup time to skip Mito, so instead of doing the setup to skip him like 3 times, we just talk to him once, and then we can zoom past him the other 2 times.
So Torje's going to pick up a stick here. That will be useful for quite a few reasons, actually. Sticks are really useful items. They do more damage than the sword. And then he's going to do a jump slash into this cutscene, which is going to place Link a lot closer to the Deku Tree. That was really good.
All right, so just like that, this first segment is just about done. We've got Kokiri Sword and the Deku Shield. And then upcoming is one of the hardest parts of the run. It's referred to as Get Item Manipulation. We'll explain it as we go, but the whole point behind it is, like we've said, it glitches a bottle into your inventory, whereas previously we'd have to leave the forest, go to Kakariko Village, and get a bottle via the Kako game.
Yeah, so I mentioned that wrong warp trick. The one thing that is really necessary for that trick in this dungeon, the way we do it, is the bottle. So the main thing in any percent is that you need to get the bottle as quickly as you can. And so that's what the next few minutes of this are going to be all about. So he's about to get a trick called ISG, where he stabs the sword and gets interrupted so that it's always swinging. And that's going to allow him to do a trick, hopefully, where he won't have to climb all the way to the top and jump down like you would in a casual run to break the web.
So everything you're seeing around here is set up for Get Item Manipulation, and this is to break the web. Just begin.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. So he breaks the web but wants to stay on this floor.
Nice. All right.
And next up, we need to get out of bounds. So there's going to be a vine clip coming up.
Yeah, there's a frame perfect up input to get through the wall there. And then from there, we're going to do a trick called dive cancel. We need to be out of bounds to do dive cancel, and then from there, we're going to keep going with GIM. We'll explain it as we go, as we get there.
The main purpose of us wanting to clip out of bounds here, like Torje was saying, is to get that dive cancel, which allows us to get in a state that's called item delay. Now, item delay relates to especially like picking items up from underwater. Like if you think about a casual playthrough, when you pick up Rudo's bottle in Lake Hylia, when you pick it up from underwater, hell yeah. You know, when you pick it up from underwater, it waits until you resurface before you get that item. And so what you notice is once Torje climbs these vines here, which you just did.
There it is.
That was good.
If you notice the A button right there, there's a little 4. That's the dive counter. So the game essentially thinks he was underwater there.
Nice. So the next phase of Get Item Manipulation. So right now we're in a state called Item Delay. And now we need to manipulate that value. So what Torje is going to do now is he's going to climb up the vines and he's going to stand in front of the map chest. Now, because it instead of delay, when he stands in front of the chest, the game will then give him a negated value of -65. So when he goes under the water and then resurfaces, the game will give him a different item, which will be the blue potion bottle. So here we go. And there it is. Now he's going to do a quick jump over across here. So this basically skips the entire dungeon. If you set up here and do a start up and roll and hold up in the correct frame, there it is. You got it? Nice.
Just jump right up.
This basically skips the entire dungeon. Now just before, you might have seen that the text box showed that he had a compass. That's actually a glitched text box, but actually he really just had the bottle.
And because he didn't actually get the Deku Nuts last time, he replaced it for a bottle with a blue potion in. He has to get the nuts again, and those will be useful for Goma.
All right, all that's left with the Deku Tree for now is to simply finish these scrubs and then go fight Goma.
The swag!
The swag
The
trap.
swag! Nice one, Torje. He loves going for that in runs, by the way.
It's so much fun.
So up until this point in the run now, you're probably seeing that Link now has half a heart. Because throughout the route, we need to be taking damage because at this point in the run, we need to leave Goma's room after we defeat Goma. And the very simple way to do that is to jump slash into Goma while Link dies at the same time.
And if you notice in like pretty much any dungeon, if you die in the dungeon, it will warp you to the very beginning. So like Richard said, because we need to leave the dungeon, it's basically the fastest way for us to get out.
Yeah, so the wrong walk trick, the trick wrong walk actually happens in this boss room after you've beaten Goma. And we need the bottle, but we can't have blue potion in it.
Ooh. Stabbed barely too early there. She was still invincible.
That's okay. So after this fight, we're going to need to go back into Kikiri Forest to get some bugs. It's in Lost Woods. So you're going to see a segment that goes from Deku Tree to Lost Woods and back again.
Nice.
Time for a quick donation.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. We have a $100 donation from Cat Mojo, who says, closing the week with Mario World, Zelda, more Zelda, and Chrono Trigger? Just take my money already. Putting it toward naming Chrono Bort, because my wife won't let me name our new son Bort. We're also 78,000 out of the 250,000 for that Chrono Trigger 100%, so get those donations in. That would be an awesome, awesome upgrade to see.
All right, so now, like Glitches and stuff mentioned, we have to go get bugs, which is just something we need for the wrong warp. And like we talked about beginning, you noticed a lot of backwalking. Now we're introducing a new type of movement. We call this a WES, or a water extended super slide, which is done by holding a slight position on the joystick that maintains momentum from this recoil right here. We missed it that time, but you should see some more WESs later in the run.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to be heading to Lost Woods. We're going to drink the blue potion bottle, and we need to fill the contents of the bottle where we can catch something in hand. And the closest thing that we have is the bugs. And this is just inside Lost Woods where the bushes are.
Yeah, it's kind of cool that we're already like this far into the speedrun and we haven't left Kikiri Forest at all. Like,
Yeah.
like this is beating Ocarina of Time, and we haven't left the starting area of the game yet. And we're like, it's such a silly category. I love it so much.
This next trick coming up is pretty cool, so we'll give Torje some time to focus on this one.
Yeah, this must be really hard.
Yeah.
Yep. There we go. Nice!
Nice.
Let's go.
Nice!
That was so good.
So,
And he got a backup as well.
Yeah, that was really good. That was really good.
so the hard bit, one of the hard bits about that trick is getting the right angle and position so that you can cross a tiny gap there. You can just like slide right past it, and he got it. That was really good.
All right, and now from here, we are going to go perform the wrong warp. It's the trick this whole run is based around. We now have all the tools we need. We have a bottle with bugs in it, storage shield, nuts, and a Deku stick. We have everything we need to beat the game, as counterintuitive as it may seem.
All right, so right now Link has bottle in hand, and we're going to do a trick called Ocarina Items. This will allow us to interrupt the warp and take control of Link. And if we control Link for just a certain amount of frames, we'll be able to manipulate the cutscene values to send us somewhere else. So let's go.
Yeah, so right now the timer for the blue warp is like counting up, and it wants to warp Link away. So we're trying to do that at the exact point we go through the door.
Got it.
And we got it.
There we go.
Very good.
All right.
So Deku Tree goes straight to Ganon's Tower. Useful. And you might have remembered earlier I said you need light arrows to beat Ganondorf, which you need the medallions for. Well, we just warped to just after Ganondorf died. Like it's like just past the point where we needed all that stuff, and
like
we can just about skip it. There's so many things in this run that just barely work. It's incredible.
And that's not the only skip you're going to see. So the next one coming up is called Instaclip, and this particular trick was forged by Skater, and this particular setup we're going to go for. So shout out to Skater.
Shout out to Skater.
Shout out to Skater. So now he's going to get a hyperextended super slide. This one you get a recoil off a falling rock, the damage from the rock. And by getting super slide and doing a particular setup, we should be able to skip the entire tower. So let's give it up for Torje. Let's go. You can do it. Let's do it.
Oh! That was a good try.
Oh, that was...
We do have a backup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
Really good. So notice we're basically falling down the entire length of that tower, skipping all of these like little rooms inside the tower as you make your wave down. It saves roughly 2 minutes in the run, which is huge for any percent.
Yeah, so the way that works is you try and void out at the same time as you go through a doorway. And so it tries to put you in one of the rooms in the interior of the tower, but spawns Link right at the top because it thinks he's voided out. So he just falls straight to the bottom. Like, it's great.
Now all that's left is the Ganon fight, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Child Link is watching that Ganon's castle fall down. This is not supposed to happen normally in the game.
I think we have time for a donation, if there's any.
There are lots. We have a $165.58 donation from Interface Bar Berlin, who says, "Greetings from the Interface Bar in Berlin, Germany. This donation is a group effort of a lot of our patrons and our barkeepers. We are all super hyped for the OOT speedrun."
Probably got time for another one as well.
No problem. We have a $200 anonymous donation who says, "Hey, Torje, good luck on the run. Excited to see you bring back OOT to GDQ. Hope you nail Waterfall West. Just don't talk to Zelda."
I did nail Waterfall West.
He did, yeah.
You did.
That was great, yeah.
Okay, so now we're at the final fight against Ganon. So we barely have any items.
Yeah.
Right.
But we do need the Master Sword. So one interesting thing about this fight in particular is that Ganon knocks away the Master Sword from our hand that we don't actually have. And conveniently, this will put it on the button in the final phase of the fight.
Which is
crazy,
good, because you need the Master Sword to actually do the final blow on Ganon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always love this. Like, you're just some kid that wakes up in a bed, and then 10 minutes later, he's like poking the King of Darkness with a stick.
And another fascinating thing about this fight is that in the original fight, most of the items that can do damage to Ganon, the value is set down to 1. But you're not supposed to have Child Link going into this fight. So the Deku Stick actually does maximum damage per jump slash. And if you jump slash into this cutscene, then do the next trick, Infinite Sword Glitch, it only takes 3 hits to beat Ganon on the first phase.
Yeah. Which is, funny enough, the same amount of hits it takes to defeat Goma as well.
Yeah.
The first boss of this game. It's pretty great.
There goes the Master Sword, yeah.
That'll come in handy later.
Nice. Now, can he get the backflip?
Gotta get the backflip.
And he got the backflip. Let's go.
1 second time save.
The 1 second time saver. Let's go, Torje. And here we are. The Master Sword that got knocked out of our hand. Actually, it looks like a Kiri sword.
Yeah.
It's small, but it'll do.
Yeah, but if you look at the B button now, it's got the Master Sword on it.
Here we go.
Right.
Let's go.
So coming up is the final slash, and you can only do this final slash on Ganon with the Master Sword. So it's a crazy coincidence that it actually equips the Master Sword onto Child Link in the second phase of the fight here. Otherwise, the game wouldn't be completable as Child.
Yeah. We'd make it all the way here and be stuck.
Yeah.
Yep. And time's coming up here on the final slash here.
Nice glowing stick.
And time.
Woo! Let's go. Woo! Let's go. Shout outs to the Zelda community.
Yeah.
Let's go. Great work, man.
Yeah, good work.
Great job, dude. Great job, man.
Thank you, thank you. Now, anyone who's curious about the history of the game and how it got to this crazy state that it is right now, someone called Retro made a history video about the game that carries the game from all the way when it was released until all the finds that brought any percent to what it is today. So go check that out if you're curious. And also, currently, my PB in this, and also the record, is 17 minutes and 1 second. And sub 17 is about to happen, so that'll be a crazy milestone, so hopefully everyone...
It's going to happen soon.
Check that out as well, see if that happens. And,
if you're interested in running this category, Torje made a tutorial that's super in-depth, super beginner-friendly, specifically for that get item manipulation, which is often like one of the hardest tricks to learn as a beginner. So definitely take a look at that as well.
Yeah.
do you guys want to plug your streams as well? Go for it.
Yeah, sure. I'm the Weather Up There. You can find me at twitch.tv/theweatherupthere.
I'm mainly active on YouTube, where I'm glitches and stuff with zeros in between instead of spaces. I just upload glitch videos, so...
Yeah. And I'm twitch.tv/RichardSage. I'm currently 4th place on the tail of this man right here.
Oh, yeah.
But he's been helping me too. And yeah, so I run 80% as well. So thanks for having us, guys. We really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
And we hope you enjoyed the run.